Hello everyone, it's Amanda Bach with Bach Star Stamping. All right, let's get started. So if you're joining me today, please say hello. If you're watching the replay, please say hello and make a comment. That'd be most appreciated. Get my comments up here on my iPad. Okay, so welcome. It's Saturday. This is the day I could do a video, so yay, I'm here. Super excited to be here and show you some new things, some old things, some last chance things, some upcoming things. So, hey, Betty's on. Hey, Betty. Oh, hey, Julie. All right, so we're going to start today with my little order that I made the other day. We're going to start with some last chance list stuff because that last chance refresh, last one, woohoo, love it. I had been eyeing these ephemera pack for a while. Dropped that, didn't I? And it's only $4.20, so I had to get it. So it is called the Spring Celebrations Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. It's on the last chance list right now. You get 2 sheets of 3 things. It's got some cool wood wreath things, some leaves, some branches, butterflies. I love that one. Some sprigs. This is the page that made me want to get it though. The birds, the butterflies, the nests. You can color these or just, I'm probably going to just color a few of the flowers when I do use them. And some sentiments as well. So I like that they have images and sentiments. And these are ones that I will use too. And these cut apart, so there's several frames here, several layers of frames. Can't wait to use those. And let's say I don't want to use this congratulations. Let me show you what you can do. Because if you want to keep it with the frame, you turn it over and you stamp whatever you want on this side and still get to use this cool frame. I'll show you. I love this frame. So you could stamp whatever you want and then put it back in there. And then you can still use it. Okay, so that was that. I'm literally just throwing things over here. I have been crafting for the show I'm doing. I like to make a cast gift, and let's just say my table is completely taken over by that and most of my craft area too. So, all right, next on the last chance list was something I'd been eyeing for a while called Tags to Go Dies. I really liked this key and this lock, so that's what I get. Oh, Betty's crafting, awesome. Harper or Lily? Hi, Harper or Lily, or Harper and Lily. Oh, it's Harper. Hi, Harper. Okay, so I had to get those. That was on the last chance list. Then I got this pack of paper. I had been eyeing this pack of paper since it came out. It's called Cute as Can Be. It is on the last chance list for, I believe, $8.75. I love the petunia pop in it. So I'd been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and I finally got it. So it will probably be my Valentine's cards this year. I love a good deal. So let's look at the colors together because we're here. So the A side is the cute little bees. And then the backs, oh my goodness. I love that. Petunia pop. All right, what's next? We've got, okay, the honey pots. Ooh, some cool swirlies. And let's see what else we got here. More bees, but they're littler. And the other side. Oh, little hearts. Yes, this will be perfect for my Valentine's this year. Love the little florals. Those would look cute with a punch too. Oh, I love the stripes. What pink is that? Is it pretty in pink? I bet it's pretty in pink. I'll look when we get to the sheet that says that. And I think there's one more. We've got some bees with some flowers. Oh, 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 love that one. Oh, one more. And some bees with some purple flowers. Oh, with some honeycomb pattern. Okay, let's look at the colors to see. I'm pretty sure that's pretty in pink. Black, oh, it's Bubble Bath. I'm wrong. Bubble Bath, Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, Petunia Pop, and Pool Party. So here's the colors. All right, so that's one other thing I got on the last chance. Let me throw it on the ground. Hold on, give me just a second. Okay. Then I wanted to show you. Oh, you know I love them. Okay, the Abundant Joy dies. These, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can get these additional dies that go along with 3 kits at a time. I loved this joy and these sprigs, so I got it. And I want to show you how I store them. Now that I said that, now I've got to dig. Hold on, I'm digging. It's a mess over here, you guys. You have no idea. So I've got a Stampin' Storage paper sleeve with a magnetic sheet. And what I do is, April through June 2024, these dies went with that. And then these dies went with this. And then these dies go with this. And so these will be put right here, and I'll label them so I know what sets they coordinate with. Although I found I'm just using these by themselves. This butterfly I absolutely love. This frame. So I figured this will be great for tags for Christmas. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you don't have those yet, make sure you grab those. They're called Abundant Joy dies. Okay, you know what? For right now, I'm just going to stick them in here so that way I know where they're at. Okay, continuing. This is not a last chance list, but it is a new kit that dropped on August. Sorry, we're not in August anymore. October 3rd. And I know Stampin' Up did their event on World Card Making Day last Saturday using this kit. And I have been looking forward to it for so long. It's called Handmade and Heartfelt Kit. It makes all these cards, but it also makes this organizer thing. So I cannot wait to build this. I can't wait. But again, really busy, so it'll be a hot minute. Let me show you the stamps though, because I think that's what I really like. These are stamps that I will use again and again and again. We got Hello Sunshine, Happy Birthday, Thanks So Much, Thinking of You, Wishing You the Best, and then a to and a from. Those are great. Great. So I had to get that when the kits were on sale last week. Okay, now here comes the pre-order. Okay, we ready? We're going to use this today. It is the Beautiful Pattern Embossing Folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. It is pretty thick, and it creates these beautiful designs. It reminded me of a sweater. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be using it with a sweater. Speaking of sweater, I also got this stamp set. Stay Warm. It's not a new one, but I had to have it. I loved this. Loved this one. So had to have that one. Okay, so I got the Beautiful Pattern 3D embossing folder. I will show you that in a second because the card we're making today uses it. And what else did I get? Hold on, I got some. Oh, it's on the floor because we're using it. So, yep, that's how I'm organizing now. We're on the floor. Hold on. All right, so I wanted to show you the new packaging too. So stamps used to come in this. Okay, like a DVD case, you open it up, there's your stamps. Okay, starting with the November 1st, which is, this is upcoming, so this is a pre-order, the packaging will look like this. And they will only be photopolymer stamps, meaning the clear ones. So you can see that it is different size, right? A little taller, a little wider. The dies, I did not pre-order any of the dies, but the dies will also come in this exact packaging. And guess what? You can fit both of them in the same package. I got banner sayings. And it's all photopolymer now. And I got the punch that went with it. I love this punch. So what's the name of it? It's called the three banner punch. Hey, there we go. It's 3 banners, 3 banner punch. Nothing fancy there. So this was a bundle. So what I plan on doing is experimenting with how I'm going to store my new stamps. If you really like uniform stuff, Stampin' Up is selling just the cases of these. So you could technically put this in here, or they are technically selling these cases, this type envelopes, clear envelopes as well. So you could put this in here. See what I mean? If you like uniform. But I'm probably just going to keep it as is. And when they're all like this, great. It's not going to bother me one bit. I do want to kind of give you a tiny tip. This flap is a lot different than our dies. Let me grab a die envelope if I have one right around here somewhere. I do. Nope, cut that one apart. Okay, hold on. I think I found one. There we go. Okay, let's compare. This is the old die. Notice it's more of a smoother edge. This is more of a pointy edge. And if I'm being honest, I don't love this super much. But here's a tip. Tuck it in here. Tuck it in there. Good to go. It's not going to bother you. Nothing's going to fall out. You could even, if you wanted to, put this in here, then tuck. So it's solid. It's not coming out. And then put your stamp set in. Okay. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. And once I figure out how I'm going to store these, I will show you how I'm storing them as well. This is definitely going to take up a lot less room on my shelves. The only thing I will miss is this. I really do use these when I'm going through all my stamp sets and looking for a particular image. If I can't remember the name of the set, I do use this. However, I have thought of ways to combat that. So I'm thinking. It won't be so bad for this because this will live with my sentiment stamps, but okay. That is it. I told you that was my pre-order. I told you it's tiny, right? So let me show you my pre-order again. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. Technically, these are the only things that I ordered that are pre-order, which will be available to customers November 1st. So there's great unboxing videos from other people, but this is all that I really had time or money for this particular round. So I really wanted these because I liked this, and I know I will use most of these a lot. All right, so let's get into today's project. Woohoo! All right. Stampin' Storage is good. Yes, they are. So if you're like me, let me find one. If you're like me, and you like to store your dies with your stamp sets like I do, Stampin' Storage is going to make this size magnetic card. I believe it comes out Tuesday or Wednesday. But you can order this size magnetic card that will fit in here, and they'll have the sleeves too. So this is a Stampin' Storage magnetic card. I cannot recommend it enough. Super high quality. Yeah, cannot recommend it enough. So check out Stampin' Storage next week if you want the size that will fit in here. Okay? Yes, I saw that on another demonstrator's page. I was like, oh, that's awesome, Stampin' Storage. Way to be on it. Okay, let's get started. So for today's project, we are going to need, I'm using my two-tone cardstock. I've cut a piece of 4 1/4, nope, let's back up, 5 1/4 by 4 piece of Night of Navy. And I ran it through the 3D embossing folder that I just had. So let's see that texture. It reminded me a little bit of a sweater. All right, let me catch up here to Facebook. All right, so looks like that. Oh, I can't even imagine. I hope they're making enough, Julie, because, yeah, I plan on getting some. Now, my in-law, Betty, that is on here with me, she actually lives in Hutchinson, Minnesota, and that is the city where Stampin' Storage is. So when I go up there, I like to go in the store, and it's so much fun to just look around at all the cool things. All right, so I just didn't want you to have to do that on camera, you know. So my machine is loud because I have an electric one. Okay, so we're going to need that. That is our first thing. Next, you're going to need a scrap of basic white, and I literally mean a scrap. There, look at this. That's all we need. Let me go to the floor again. Hold on. We are going to use Jolly Delivery. This little dog I thought was so stinking cute. So we're using the little dog, and we're going to stamp him in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Julie, are you happy about the football game? because, you know, y'all beat us. So, you know. All right, a little scrap, just like that. There's my little doggy dog. I love him. All right, I'm gonna try to be careful and put this up here because I'm gonna use it again in just a second. Don't cause me trouble. Although here comes my cat Marvin. He's never actually jumped up here, but wouldn't this be the perfect time he would jump up there and jump on that? Probably. All right, using my blends. We've got some blends here. Light and dark crumb cake. I've got a 200 for the nose. I actually didn't like the Night of Navy. I actually am going to be using Misty Moonlight, but Night of Navy light. And then that's what I came up with. I colored my little dog, and I left some white on his head and one of the paws, or 3 of the paws, just because I thought it made him look like a, you know, not all dog. Most dogs aren't solid color. And I am not a super amazing colorer with shading and all, but that's okay. I don't think whoever gets this card is going to be like, ew. They're going to be like, oh, she made me a card. Okay. So don't judge yourself too harshly. And my marker was kind of running out there. So I die cut it. When you die cut it, isn't that the cutest thing? So instead of coloring it, I'm going to show you a different way that we're going to do today. Because I always forget about this technique. I always forget about it. So I thought I'm just going to stamp it on the color I want the dog anyway, and then I colored his sweater. But then I'm like, no. I thought of something I haven't done in a very long time. So let me grab the paper. No, I can't trust myself. I just can't. There we go. Let me grab the paper. Traditions of Christmas. I don't know if y'all have this paper, but it is beautiful. Traditions of Christmas paper. It's got some gold in it, beautiful traditional Christmas colors. The A sides have the gold, the B sides have some cool patterns, which what we're going to be using today. Just gorgeous. Okay, we're actually going to be using this sheet. Okay, we're going to be using the B side. Now, I want to trust myself. Get this out. Stamp your dog on this piece of paper. Whatever pattern you like. This is called, it's fine. It's called paper piecing. Seriously. This has been a week, y'all. Get your scissors. Get your snips out. Now, if this is the first time that you are paper piecing, I do not recommend that you use a dark color. I just don't recommend it. Because honestly, it was a little challenging for me. You can see how you gotta really know what you're cutting, because you don't want to cut the wrong thing. When you are paper piecing, you need to cut on the outside, just barely, the outside of your stamped line, which I am looking at the camera right now. It is almost impossible to see where those lines are, isn't it? Ha! Good thing I already cut one out. Whew. Okay, so here we go. I already cut one out, and there it is. Okay, that did actually take me a little bit of time because, again, probably should have used a lighter color, but I wanted it to go with the Night of Navy because this is, I think this is the birthday card I'm going to send my brother. He turns the big 5-0 next week, and I wanted to make him a special card, and we both like dogs, so I wanted to have a dog card. All right, so what we do is I stamped my image on crumb cake. We're going to glue the little sweater on the dog, just like that. Okay? Well, this is called paper piecing. It's really fun to do with clothes. I know there was a sweater. I'm actually thinking about doing it. Maybe not this one. Sorry, I don't know what's going on outside. Somebody's making some ruckus. Sorry, I've got glue on my fingers just from doing that. Ah, there we go. Got it. No, I don't. Got glue on my fingers, guys. Okay, might have to get the baby wipes out. Alrighty. Isn't that pretty on the other side, that gold paper? Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbor has Banty chickens, and the roosters like to scream all day long. They're not loud. Could you hear that? I don't know if you guys, does that come across on the, I've got the windows open, so, because it's so nice here today. All right, there we go. Oh, I messed it up. There we go. Stay. Good dog. Okay, there we go. Press it gently. Can you guys hear that? Let me know if you can hear that. Can you hear the chickens? Then our neighbors 3 doors down the other direction have actual roosters, and then they just scream at each other all day long. And it's so much fun when my windows are open. So with this one, the only coloring I want to do is take the 200 and color his nose. There we go. Just gonna color his nose. And I do see I have a little bit of extra glue coming out right here. So I like to use my pokey tool and just drag it along. Get it off before it completely dries. That's how I do it. I'm just gonna re-poke it down. Just put a little too much on because I forgot that paper it has really slick. It didn't really absorb all that well. Okay, so there's my little doggy with him's little sweater. Okay, so now I want to show you one more product. It is called Earthen Toned Metallic Specialty Paper. I think it kind of looks like dark copper. It's really pretty. And I actually used the same folder on it, and then I cut it into pieces, and I think it turned out really pretty. So I'll be using these in future cards. Hey, there I am. I'll be using, hey, can you tell my phone's red? I'll be using these in future cards. Thought that turned out great. So we're gonna use a little bit of that today. Okay. So hi, Mr. Rooster. So I'm gonna take my 3 banner punch, and that middle one, I want to use my embossed shiny paper that I just showed you. I'm gonna try to center that. There we go. So I don't know if you've ever embossed and punched. I just think that is beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, let me throw that little bit away there. So we're building our card now. So we've got that. We've got our dog. We've got our metallic. Then I also went ahead and used that new stamp set that I showed you and did a happy birthday in Night of Navy and then punched it out with this one. I actually, do I like this one better? No, I don't. Okay. So let's see what our card's gonna be. I actually don't have this 1000% done because, yeah, that's my day. So I know what I want to do though. So let's hope it turns out. So here's my card base. We're gonna use crumb cake to match the dog. And a standard card base for me is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. There we go. And my allergies are out of the chart. I sneezed about 25 times a little bit ago, scared the cat to death. He'd never heard me sneeze like that. He was running, trying to get away from me. It was kind of funny. Like, sorry, dude, I couldn't quit sneezing. And I can tell now, I'm sorry, if a sneezing fit comes on, I do apologize. So I think what we're gonna do right here, I think it's missing something. Let me grab my punch, another punch. You know I love my punches. We're gonna grab a 2 1/4 inch punch and a scrap of crumb cake. And we're gonna do a circle like that. Oh, I still somehow got glue on me. Oh, Marvin's coming back. I'm gonna put that here-ish. We're gonna make a little cluster. Do it this way, I think. Yeah, and actually, you know what? I don't want that. I just want it like this. I just want one of the ends to have a little bit sticking out. Yes, just to add a tiny bit of interest with that sparkle. And we're gonna put our happy birthday right there. No, we're not. No, we're not. Hang on. Back it up. Let's see what this looks like. And then we'll vote. Ooh, doggy. Okay, here we go. So that looks great. Not thinking that looks bad. Actually, what if we do one. Oh, you're just getting creative over here. Okay, let's try it with this one now. Dog, come on. There you go. Okay, what about that? Oh, actually. All right. So, what do we like better? Do we like the crumb cake or do we like the shiny? Ooh. Let's do the crumb cake again. Crumb cake. Ish. Or the shiny. Any preferences? I'm thinking the shiny. Anybody have an opinion? Oh, Mark, leave me alone. All right, I think I'm gonna go with the shiny, unless there's a strong objection. Any strong objections? No? Okay. All right, so again, if you're just joining me, this is the banner sayings and the beautiful pattern embossing folder. That's what we're using. These will be available November 1st. Everything else is currently available. Yes, I like just a little bit of texture on the end of that banner. Yeah, I like the shiny. Let's do shiny. And we're gonna pop it up too. We're gonna pop it up. All right, so this is the two-tone. Now, if I wanted to, I could sand this and then it would appear white. I'm not really a distressed kind of person. I don't care for distressed furniture, I'm not a big distresser. Not a shabby chic kind of person. So we're just gonna go with it regular. Every once in a while, I'll do some sort of a shabby chic thing, and it's just an every once in a while thing for me. All right, so we've got that going on. Shiny, shiny. Yes, I do think the puppy pops off better. Okay, now, because glue and shiny paper just don't go together all that well, we're going to put our collage, if you will, together with glue dots. Then I know they're not going to smear and show up on the shiny paper, because that happens to me all the time, and then my shiny paper's ruined, and then I'm sad. Okay. We're gonna put it right about like that. There we go. So I just made it so it had just a tiny, tiny bit showing, and that's what I wanted. Okay, we're gonna put this down now. I like to just press it on, give it a good press, and then kind of take it off sideways. And that way I don't bend my whatever I'm working with. I'm gonna give them one more here on the end. There we go. So I've got 3 total because I still had 1 from the white. Okay, let's put it on first. I wanted it to just hang off a little bit. There we go. And now the puppy is gonna be right there. So I'm gonna put one on his head and one in his middle. I love this puppy. He will be probably gracing all of my mail from now on the outside of the envelope, because it's like he's bringing happy mail. Because this, it's a Christmas set, but it doesn't have to be, right? Let's look at it. The Jolly Delivery. It doesn't have to be. Nothing about this person or this animal, or this animal screams Christmas. It does kind of say winter because they got sweaters on and a little scarf. But that doesn't have to be Christmas. These don't have to be Christmas. This doesn't have to be Christmas either. So it could just be you're sending someone a gift or something. And I love this little puppy. He's so cute. You know me and dogs. If it's a dog, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay. Let's put the doggy right there. Looks like I must have touched it with glue right there. I doubt my brother will notice or care. So there we go. Oh yeah, that's better. That's better. But I didn't make him, I'm gonna see if I can salvage him. He's not quite where I want him. Let's see if that helps. Yes, okay, I made him more straight. Okay, now I am gonna pop it up with dimensionals. And again, I like to use every bit of my dimensionals, so these are the outsides, and that is okay. I'm gonna put 3 on the circle itself. And let's get a smaller one for the dog here. Yeah. And let's put 1 in the middle as well. There we go. I like to use my pokey tool. Okay, and I just stick it in kind of at an angle, hold down your paper, and just lift it off like a check mark. Just get them all on there. And then you can throw all of this away versus your dimensionals ending up all over your house. All right, and we will throw some sort of embellishments on here. So let's get it just right. There we go. There's our dog. Okay, let's see what sort of embellishments we have that I think would go with this. Ooh, this one probably. I'm loving these. I don't even know if they're still available. They were in the last chance list, and I love them so much. I got so many of them. This one, nope, that's not the one I'm thinking of. Hold on. The one with the low profile spark. There we go. So let's look at these two. Nope, that's not going to match at all. That's okay. Let's use these. These have the pecan pie, which I think matches this so well. So well. So we're going to put, I usually use 3. We'll put 1 here. We'll put a small one over here. And then I'll put another big one down here. There we go. So my brother is just, you know, not real into, you know, shiny sparkly things or over the top things. So I didn't want to make it too big, but that's the front. So let's do the middle. I think he'll like this though. And I have a card front or a card insert already cut, which is 5 1/4 by 4. I don't know why that's so hard to say today. Okay, and I am going to use Night of Navy ink, and I'm also going to use one of the new things. So happy birthday. I could use wishing you good things. I could put here's to you, cue the confetti, celebrate. I could put all of those things. I'm going to put wishing you good things. So I need to get a block. Let me get one. These blocks, well, I'll just show you them all. These blocks come in kits. Look at, I got a bunch of them. That's like ridiculous amount of D blocks, isn't it? But I use them for when my other blocks, I've already got like this, the regular blocks, I've already got stuff on them and I'm still working with them, so I don't want to take them off yet. But these are from kits, and my upline gives me some of these as well because, well, she orders a lot more kits than I do. So she's got a lot of D blocks, so they're good for classes. So I just got a whole box. I put them in a Velveeta box because, you know what? I love Velveeta boxes. All right. Well, now I got to find it. What am I looking for? Wishing you good things. There we go. So I'll show you how I line up my stamps on my blocks. I like to use my grid paper, and I line it up with a line so that it's straight. There you go. It's harder to do it when it's away from you. And then I take my block and I'm lining it up with a line on the paper so that I know it's straight. Now, the advantage of photopolymer is you can see if you're straight or not. So I do like that about photopolymer, especially for sentiments. There are things about the red rubber that I will miss, but overall, I'm not too devastated. There we go. I think that's a good one. I like to always, I use my grid paper all the time. I like, make sure it's straight with some lines. And then, wishing you good things. Let's see. Sorry, I had to sniff my, oof. Yes, I'm going to use this little pause. A little pause. There they are. There we go. And I still have one of the tiny little blocks. They are now retired and gone. I love this little block, a little A block. I loved it. I loved it. So we're going to do this. I always like to stamp off. And I'll put a little one there and there. And then for my envelope, we are going to do the dog. And we're going to do the dog in blue. So that means I need to clean my stamp so I don't put black in blue, although that probably wouldn't be the biggest of deals, but you know me, I don't want to ruin it. Here's my doggers, my little chamois right here. There we go. There we go. And I will put it down here. There we go. Doesn't that make the envelope just a tiny bit more exciting? I think so. I always like to put a little something on the outside of my envelope. Always. Well, I won't say always. Probably a good 95% of the time. Now for my inserts, I like to use tape runner because I feel like the glue sometimes shows through. So I usually do one on each side and then one down the middle. And I have found that that makes it stay. Okay. Now, I really should have gotten this in the mail today so that it gets to him for his birthday. But you know what? He might get it a day late, and that's okay. All right, so happy birthday with my shiny. A little bit of texture on this one. You can see it. Texture here. It's so much fun to touch, but it just reminded me of a sweater. So I really thought, hey, I'm going to use that dog that has a sweater on. And then I wanted to remind you of the technique of paper piecing. Again, if you're a first-time paper piecer or your vision's not so great, I would not recommend paper piecing a dark color. It was actually, I had to do it right under a light. It was really hard to see that. But I could have made it a different color. I just thought, I love navy and crumb cake together. I think it's just a beautiful color combination. And then wishing you good things. So I just wanted to show you that when you see a stamp set, yeah, this is Christmas, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. If you have an animal lover in your life, this is a great one. And I do recommend, if you are a beginner stamper, this is a terrific sentiment set to get. It's got lots of stuff in it. Lots of stuff in it. So, banner sayings, it will be available November, is it 1st or 3rd? I don't know, the beginning of November. I'll make sure I announce it on my Facebook page. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a terrific day. I've got what's called strike tomorrow. So we move into the theater tomorrow, but we have to help the show before us tear down their huge set. It's an amazing set. So that's what I will be doing all day tomorrow. So I will not be crafting tomorrow. And tonight I have someone coming over. She's going to make a baby card for her teacher. So I got out a bunch of my baby sets and we're going to make a baby card tonight. So that'll be fun. All right. And I thank you all so much. And we will see you hopefully next week. We will see. No, not next weekend. I will be at a wedding. I will not be available next weekend. So maybe in 2 weeks. Okay. Bye-bye.